So before giving you news about why we're here today, I definitely wanted to set the record straight. There has been a lot of information going around in the last few hours, so I want to reassure the public and give them an accurate picture of the current situation. So no, the city is not under lockdown, nor is it in quarantine. Not today and not tomorrow. If this happened one day, it will be at the request of the government of Quebec and the Public Health Department. And if it happens, it will be done in a coherent and orderly way. We are not at that point at all. It is absolutely normal for a city to be prepared for any eventuality and to make plans accordingly. That is what responsible administration and cities do around the world. Yes, some areas of the island are more affected than others right now, but the situation is serious and in other areas as well. We will, of course, work with the public health authorities to limit a widespread propagation on the island. We have now moved to an important step in our collective fight against the coronavirus. This afternoon, at 4 p.m., we declare a local state of emergency on the territory of the agglomeration of Montreal. This was the request of the National Public Health Director, Dr. Arruda. Since the start of the crisis, we have worked with the team of experts from the Centre de Coordination des Mesures d'Urgence and the Regional Direction of Public Health to make the best possible informed situation all the time. The established plan has been very effective, but given the evolution of the situation, we have now reached a point where we need to adopt exceptional powers in order to be more responsive. I have declared the state of emergency because our resources for the homeless needs to be reinforced. Right now, immediately. At this moment, the most vulnerable in our society needs us. I want to salute the heroic work of our community resources helping the homeless. And I also want to thank Serge Laroux, the Commissioner of the Homeless at the City of Montreal. The situation in day centers and shelters is very difficult, and so it was important for us to find solution, rapid and efficient solution. The Prime Minister has asked us to stay at home, but we need to ask ourselves, what does it mean staying at home when your home is actually the street? What does it mean? What do you do? So for us, it was really important to assure that the homelessness community would have a roof, some food, and feel secure. So even though there's been a lot of things done in the past week for the homeless situation, we must go even further, and this is what we're doing right now. More temporary shelters are planned to be open in the next few days to cope with the reduced number of beds in shelters. The city will help create outdoor day centers in public spaces frequented by homeless people, where they will also have access to food. We aim to create 5 sites that can accommodate a total of 1,000 people per day. The first will be in Square Cabot in collaboration with Resilience, and a second site will be announced very shortly in the next coming days. This health crisis cannot become a social crisis. That is why we are taking immediate action. The provisions set out in the emergency, that's a difficult word to say, I'm sorry, Emergency Preparedness Act allows us to take all measures needed to protect the life, health, and safety of our citizens. So, of course, we will be able to ask for some private accommodation, for example, offer material and food for shelters as well. So many things that we can put together fast and efficiently. So, and I just want to conclude by saying the same thing I just said in French to all Montrealers listening to us. It is very important to follow the recommendation, follow the different rules that we've been saying over and over, but we all see the numbers in the papers, and those numbers are real. So we do need to make sure that we're all taking this very seriously. We are following the recommendation, and this way we will go through this actually together. So thank you so much for your attention, and I would like to ask the Dr. Drouin to share some words with us on the situation. Merci.
So today is a big day for Montreal. As Valérie Plante told us, Montreal is not closing down. We're not closing the bridges. We're not putting Montreal in quarantine. The Directeur National de Santé Publique asked me today to increase the measures to protect Montrealers from the pandemic. We've seen an acceleration in the number of cases that in the last week. We know that we have community transmission. We have mostly in some neighborhoods, but we know that in a few days it's going to be more in more neighborhoods. So the objectives of our strategy is really to put measures to make sure that people do respect the order of social distanciation, businesses that should be closed, and orders to make sure that the people that should be isolated do respect the confinement order. And also, we want to put some additional measures to protect vulnerable population that are specific to our urban context. Those measures are going to be announced in the next days. They are going to be progressive. We are going to see orders, like I said, to make sure that people do respect the recommendation to be isolated or confined. And we may see some fines if businesses do not respect or if we still see gatherings in neighborhoods. And so we're going to be able to announce more precisely what is going to be put in place in the next day with our partners, SPVM. I want to reinforce the recommendations. I think most Montrealers are respecting the public health recommendation, and I thank you because we're going to see the impact of the respect of those recommendations in a few days. I hope so. And you have the power to change the curve of the pandemic. So I ask everyone, we're not here to put fines and we're not here to put policemen in every neighborhood. We just want to make sure that we have a success in our collective efforts facing this pandemic. Thank you.